Honestly, it felt like I accidentally found a secret tunnel that barely anyone knew was there, and what happened next totally caught me off guard. I started following this strategy that seemed completely invisible to most folks, like it was hiding in plain sight. Want to see how it all went down? Stick with me. I'm about to break down every single step so you can give it a shot yourself. Back when I dipped my toes into crypto, I had no clue what I was doing. I'd throw money at whatever coin was trending or had some cool-looking artwork. Zero strategy, zero research. For a while, it looked like I was killing it. Then the whole market flipped and wiped out all my gains. I'd look at my portfolio and just laugh like, yeah, that was rough. Then I ran into this method that seemed way too simple to work. Still, I gave it a shot and stuck with it every day. No hype chasing, no viral tokens, just the same routine on repeat. And guess what? It started paying off big. I was pulling 10 times gains consistently. Let me show you how I pulled that off. But before we jump into the tutorial, there's something you really need to know. And honestly, it's something most people miss right at the beginning. I totally get that feeling of wanting to rush in. I was the exact same way when I started. But pausing here for a second can seriously save you from some headaches later on. Pump Fund seems super beginner-friendly at first glance. It almost feels like it was designed for people brand new to crypto. That's exactly what pulled me in. But once you start getting into the details, things get a little more complex than they seem. If you're not expecting that, it could throw you off. So let's walk through this now so you don't get blindsided later. Start by launching Photon and switching the filter to Pump Fund. You'll immediately notice tons of tokens being launched one after another without any breaks. It feels a bit like jumping into rush hour traffic. Things move fast and get overwhelming quickly, but don't let the pace throw you off. The goal is to stay locked in and focused. New tokens drop constantly, but most vanish before anyone even sees them. Being able to stay sharp and sort through the noise is what gives you the edge. Now switch that filter over to Raydium, and you'll notice the vibe instantly shift. The tokens listed here come off way more polished, like they've been created by folks who really know what they're doing. This is the spot where legit projects start to take root. You'll see steady liquidity, smooth volume, and market caps that actually look realistic. Stick with me. We're getting into the next step right after this. Back then, I assumed launching a token was something only tech geniuses or developers could handle. I pictured myself stuck watching endless videos or having to shell out cash to get someone more experienced to walk me through it. It just didn't seem possible on my own. Then I ran into MoonTool, and everything shifted. It's totally built for crypto fans who don't come from a tech background. Just enter your info, follow the walkthrough, and it does all the heavy lifting. If you've ever signed up for a social media account or bought something online, you're already qualified. I've launched tokens multiple times using it, and it hasn't let me down once. The crazy part? I never needed to reach out for help or bring anyone else in. What I thought was going to be a huge task ended up being super straightforward. The very first step is to design your logo. I went with Canva since it's super user-friendly and gets the job done fast. You get to pick the vibe, maybe something tied to your hobbies or popular trends. I was chatting with some friends earlier and one brought up the Papa's games. They're pretty famous, so I based my coin's design on that. Once your image finishes uploading, make sure to check its size. It should be exactly 128 by 128 pixels. If the image looks off, blurry, or not quite centered, go ahead and clean it up now so it looks crisp and clear. Once everything checks out, go ahead and click the download button so we can keep moving forward with the next part. Let's kick things off by opening up MoonTool and connecting your Phantom wallet. It usually links up in just a few seconds. Once you're on the token setup screen, enter Papa's coin as the full token name and Papa's for the token symbol. There's a field for a description, but don't worry about that. I left it blank too. Next, upload the logo you made earlier in Canva. Take a moment to double check that all the details look right. If everything checks out, hit the next button to move forward. Leave the decimals and total supply exactly as they are. They're pre-configured to make sure everything flows smoothly during your token launch. Messing with them isn't necessary at all. MoonTool will handle the whole verification process automatically in the background. Once that step is wrapped up, go ahead and click the next button to continue with the rest of the setup. Token verification comes with a 0.1 Solana fee, but you don't have to go through with it if you don't want. I tend to pass on it and keep my Solana for other stuff. It's your call. Once you're good to go, hit next and we'll move along. If you have social media followers, connecting your accounts here can help your token stand out a little more. But if that's not your style, no problem, you can skip it. Raydium will keep things running perfectly either way. Just select Skip and proceed. You might think it's smart to skip out on the 0.3 Solana fee, but that can actually hurt your token's image. folks might see it as a red flag and stay away. Locking the mint, freeze, and update settings tells the community you're committed. If you leave them open, it's harder to convince people your project's legit. So make sure everything's locked in, then hit Launch My Token Now to keep it moving. Pause for a second. Don't rush this step. When your wallet pops up asking for approval, just go ahead and hit Confirm. If you get a few standard warnings or alerts, no stress, that's expected. Once that's done, your token will be live on the blockchain for real. Okay, now it's time to lock in your liquidity. Head over to Raydium and spin up a brand new liquidity pool from scratch. The interface is super clean. All the key features are laid out clearly, so you shouldn't have any trouble figuring things out. Navigate to the section where you can manage user tokens, and drop in the contract address for your coin exactly how it's written. Set the symbol to Papas and use Papa's coin for the full name. Make sure you press Add User Token. If you skip that, Raydium might not link your token properly, and it could vanish from search or just not display. Afterward, it's time to add liquidity. With a supply of 1 billion tokens, it's smart to throw in 900 million of them, paired up with Solana. That kind of pairing keeps trading smoother and helps avoid wild price jumps. Now you're at the point where you pick how much Solana to toss into your liquidity. Hitting max is the fastest way to use up whatever Solana you've got in your wallet. But hold up. Before confirming, remove 0.2 Solana manually, so you're not left dry on gas fees later. After that, set your token fee. I normally stick with a 2% cut, but feel free to adjust based on your vision. It's a solid rate that keeps users happy and helps the project stay on track for growth. You're basically done. Go ahead and press Initialize Liquidity Pool to start the final step. Phantom will ask for approval. Hit Confirm without waiting. After a short moment, you're good to go. Your token will be live and tradable on the Solana network. The whole setup is super smooth and quick, no delays or issues. Fire up Photon again and make sure the Raydium filter is switched on. Once it's active, your token should pop up in the token list. That's your confirmation that everything worked and your coin is good to go for trading. To check how your token's doing, head over to DEXScreener and open up any random chart. It doesn't have to be specific. Once it loads, just replace the contract address in the browser's URL with your own token's address and hit Enter. The page will refresh and instantly show your token's stats. If that feels a bit tricky, just type your token's name into the search bar and pick it from the list. Take a look at the chart, and you'll notice frequent sharp rises and falls. These come from bots doing rapid-fire trades. They enter the market, cash out quickly, then leave just as fast. This is a typical sign for newly launched tokens, and usually grabs the attention of early adopters. Being there right at the launch is key. The first surge helps keep the price balanced. You steer clear of the wild price swings that happen when late buyers pour in. Once your stake is locked, it grows slowly, and all you have to do is watch the gains stack up. Alright guys, we're 19 minutes in, and the chart's starting to climb. Liquidity's still holding steady, which is a good sign. At this point, it's all about watching the chart closely for any sudden moves. Just noticed a $15 buy roll through. Liquidity still looks clean for now, and volume's on the rise too. Honestly, it's shaping up pretty well, so I'll be monitoring it closely from here. We've officially hit the 1 hour mark, and there's definitely movement happening with the coin. Exactly what you'd expect during a launch like this. Liquidity's holding up great, and the chart just keeps climbing. Let's wait a bit longer before taking any action. Okay, some great payouts are coming through right at the end here, and the numbers are looking strong. From liquidity to market cap and volume, everything checks out. So this is a solid point to go ahead and withdraw. I'll guide you through the withdrawal process with no hiccups. Start by linking your wallet to Raydium, making sure it's the same one used during token creation. This helps prevent any syncing glitches down the road. The connection usually happens fast. Then, head over to the Portfolio tab and change the layout to Standard Mode. This puts all your tokens front and center, helping you find your liquidity tokens easier. Don't stress if they don't show immediately. Raydium can take 10 to 15 minutes to update your balances. When your liquidity tokens finally pop up, click the minus button beside your pool to withdraw everything. Confirm Solana is set as the asset to receive, then press Remove Liquidity. Approve the Phantom Wallet notification, and the transaction should go through smoothly and fast. Once the withdrawal is finished, a success message will appear to let you know it went through. Then, open your wallet and confirm your balance is accurate. Everything's falling into place. Your earnings are stable, and the system's working smoothly. Keeping a steady approach is what makes this strategy work. With the market getting hotter, now's the perfect moment to dive in. Plus, you can repeat these steps as often as you like. Momentum's building, everything's running smooth, and staying consistent could lead to some solid growth. Just so you know, I don't have any sponsorships from MoonTool, Photon, or Raydium. I'm simply sharing my experience for educational purposes. If you'd like to learn more, check out the description and pinned comment for all the important links.